Let's go. Let us go here. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Green Terran player. We have the Blue Terran. It is a Percival. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Swedish Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Root Gaming. It is SortOf. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Coming into this, I do favor Percival, but I also favored Geralt. Like, I don't really know what to expect out of SortOf. SortOf has been very, I mean, he retired, right? He retired from StarCraft, he stepped away, he only recently stepped back in, you're never really gone, and I don't really know where to place SortOf at the moment. I don't know how to rate him and how to rank him in skill, so this is going to be a big kind of like tell for that. I'm ready to find out how good is SortOf right now. How does he compare to Percival? Let's go. Let us go. So how I build all the shield batteries and I'll stay with them. Yeah, unfortunately, when it came to the final fight, despite having, I think it was like 7 or 8 shield batteries, it was a lot. It was a lot of shield batteries. Unfortunately, didn't fight with them. As we mentioned at the time, I think obviously the best chance for him to have won that engagement would have been sticking with his shield batteries, but he was caught out on the map. He was, again, I would say a little bit frazzled. I mentioned before that it did look like he was a little bit like starstruck and a little bit definitely uncomfortable when it came to the beginning of the base trade, and it's possible that, again, nerves get to you. That kind of game state is not common, being in that kind of situation where you're limited on buildings and everything's getting very chaotic. So I'm sure that was a factor when it came to decision making, when it came to making mistakes or getting caught out. Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. Remember, Shameless is a very young player. He's 19. He's 19 years old. I think he turned 19 this year, right? I think. It happens. But here we go. Here we go. We are going to be settling in, and so far, hatch gas pool standard open out of SortOf. Does seem to stand the opener. Reaper does move out. Nice hold position micro, and SortOf so far he's trying to keep up. The firstling is gonna pull away. And Bjorn can he get a drone? So far he will not. And so far we have the back and forth. SortOf, he will preserve his lings. Just barely. Queen zones away, and we do defend. Whew, so far so good. Behind this, Percival going for his third CC. Third CC before starport. We're building up. Building up. Likewise, we do have again a more economic build here by our Terran player, and welcome to Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is one of the more aggressive maps of the map pool. Shorter rush distance by ground, exposed third base, exposed fourth base. I was about to say this, because the map is so small, because it's so aggressive, I do like the idea of playing roaches. Roaches is a very safe way to open up, and as you can see, SortOf, he skipped link speed. No link speed here, he is building up into roaches instead. And again, we do typically expect roach openers on smaller maps and link bane on larger maps, as this is just a safe way to open up, safe way to play. As Percival pokes in, pulls away. And so far, SortOf, he's holding his own. Miss my boy SortOf, 100%. Yeah, I did miss him. If you remember SortOf, he was one of the, back in the day, he was part of the Team Unity team house. He was in Korea for a long time. I mean, he's still in Korea, true. He was in Korea. He was staying with Juanito, with Scarlet, with no regrets. Spent so much time in Korea that he's there, from my understanding, he's there to stay. There to stay. This also means, of course, ping is equal between the two players. Ping is not going to be like a negative factor for anyone involved. As Banshee's deflected, Hellions, they try to find some damage here, but the Roaches are keeping up, and so far so good. Sort of he keeps up with Percival. Behind this, we have Bio as a confirmation, double eBay into Stim, extra Raxes. Percival still building up. Looking for a way into the bases. Sort of, he's not quite in position though. Does wall off. It does wall off. Fourth base under fire. And Percival looks like he will force a cancel. Yeah, 2 more volleys, and he does not actually. Roaches arrive just in time. Sort of holds. Sort of, he does hold on. And a bit of a surprise here for me. Burrow. Burrow's on the way. Oh, Banshees, they do get 1 drone. Yeah, 1, 2 drone kills. Spores a little bit too far back. Oof. 5 drones going down. Hellions, no, they burst in. They bust in, they break on through. Drones are lining up, and this is crippling damage here. 14 drones and 17 drone kills. And this is game ending. This is critical damage here. This should not have happened. 20 workers do fall. Sort of, he was defending so well until the Banshees arrived. They sniped the drone, they open up the wall, and this is crippling here. 21 drones get roasted. And from here, sort of, he should be forced into an all-in. Like, trying to drone up from here is going to be so difficult, as he has lost over a mineral line. He's lost more than a mineral line here at this point. Percival back at home, he's just chilling. Big chilling. Percival, you can just calm down, build up. Ooh, sort of, he is macroing. So he's going for Link Speed, Bailey Nest, second Evo Chamber, +1. Seeing all this tech tells us that Sort of plans on droning. He plans on droning, he plans on saturating. It is not an easy road here for Sort of to try to drone up and try to stabilize. It's ambitious, is what I will say. It's very ambitious. As Percival, he has arrived. Sort of, he's heavily reliant on Percival being passive. If he's too passive, if he's too defensive, then sure, Sort of can pull this off. But Percival, he's in his face. He's in the face, man. Still rattling across. Cleans up the creep. Edging forward. And now, rotating back around, heading into Drilling Claws. Pulls on the way. Pulls back with his tanks. And no major commitment yet here by Percival. As Percival, he's getting a 4th command center, so he's macroing up as well. Percival, he's macroing out of this. He's not going for an ARAX. I do feel like if he had made the choice to go for an ARAX, he could have killed. But he's calming things down. And Sort of is still recovering. Like, he's still not there. So we go. Percival does move out with his main army. He's going to drop towards the south side, the main army towards the top. Bailing speed is done, and we have the first set of Bailings morphing in. And if Percival doesn't split well, then Sort of he can hold. Now Percival does split well. Pushing in. Link main rushes forward. Tank was a little bit late to siege, but Bailings are not connecting. Yeah, they're not connecting. Brutal concave here for Percival. He does rush in. Threatening the expansion. Fungal does connect. Okay. Fungal lands. Nice connections. And Sort of he's holding on. He's holding on at the same time. Sort of he defends against the drop on the south side as well. Very impressive defense here by Sort of. He holds. He defends both bases. Does cost him 9 drones, but he saves the expansions. He's holding on behind this, taking up and rushing in towards Ultra Tech. Ultras are on the way, and can Sort of buy enough time and survive until Ultras. That's going to be the big power spike for Sort of. Until then, he's stuck defending, right? He's stuck at home, stuck defending. Trying to weather the storm that is Percival. As again, defending is not good enough, not yet. Still needs to buy more time. Widowmine's moving in. Oh. Oof. Green does tank some of those Widowmines. SortOf is being pulled apart. At the same time, going for his own lane counterattack with our defenses back at home. And Percival, he defends. Oh. Avoids most of the banelings. And breaks through. Yeah, he breaks through. The expansion will go down. Takes down the hatchery. Percival has been out trading. And again, we mentioned this earlier, but SortOf, he hadn't yet recovered. He hadn't yet stabilized. There's a reason why Percival is up to maxed out 200 supply and SortOf is down 60. It's due to the early game. It's due to the economic damage. As you mentioned, SortOf, he was hoping that Percival would be more passive and would give him breathing room to get into ultras, but that wasn't the case. Percival just keeps trading. The boys are being pulled. SortOf getting desperate. He's getting desperate back. Fungal does land. Okay, let's go. Nice Fungal. Fungal lands. SortOf, he's holding on. So we get another drop here into the mineral line. Ooh, we'll get an Infestor. Infestor gets sniped. The first ultra's on the way. We have 4 more ultras in production. But they're already ghosts. The ghosts have arrived. No. If there were no ghosts, then sure, but alas, the ultras are being focused down. Snipes are coming in. Oof. Snipes, they pop off. So that does focus on 2 more ultras. 2 more ultras going down. We got 3 ultras left. Here come the reinforcements. Oh, does force some friendly fire. Gets on top of the ghost. Not bad. Okay, the best fight we could have hoped for, but GG gets called. GG gets called. It's just too much, and Percival will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Percival does take a lead in the series. Again, SortOf, he initially had a really impressive defense. I was so impressed when he was dealing with the initial Hellion and Banshee harass. But everything just fell apart when we saw the next wave, when the Banshees were able to break down the front door at the natural, when Hellions busted in, and that was what, 21 drone kills. That was game then and there. From that point forward, just SortOf had to make a choice. He had to make a choice. Would he try to macro and try to recover and stabilize, or would he go for an all-in? I would say that an all-in has a higher chance of working against Percival, but he chose to go for a more macro approach instead. Did try to stabilize and try to get into infestors and try to take up into ultras, but unfortunately he just traded too poorly in the lead up to that. He just couldn't afford his trades because of his subpar economy, so as he was bleeding out infestors, roaches, and Lingbane, he couldn't really replenish what he was losing. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game 2, and we'll see if we can tighten up the early game, get into the mid game, and have it back and forth, and even have a series. Let's go. Pressure is on. The pressure is on this morning in the top right hand corner of White Rabbits. We have the South Green Terran player. We have the Blue Terran leading the series 1-0. It is Percival. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. We have the Swedish Zerg representing Root Gaming. It is SortOf. Here we go. Here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and Percival looking to spice things up. He does move out with his SCVs, and he's setting up for a proxy 2 racks. The racks are being thrown down, and SortOf currently is unaware. Now, he does send the first overlord across the map. The second overlord should be scouting. You can see here he's going to be keeping the overlord outside of his natural, and the purpose of this is that once the SCVs are revealed, once the bunkers are thrown down, SortOf, he will see this. He will spot the bunkers at least. It won't be the fastest scouts because he won't see the proxy itself, but he'll at least see the SCVs. Now remember, it's only 2 SCVs, only 2 Raxes. This is not too committed. It does mean that Percival can deviate and can pivot away from this. We'll see how SortOf responds and how he reacts. As SortOf, you have to save your natural and you have to minimize losses. You cannot lose too many drones. If you lose too many, I mean, that'll be game. So very intense position. And Marines are moving forward. Here come the bunkers. SCVs are revealed. Now SortOf knows. First bunker gets thrown down. The boy's being pulled. He has to try to zone away the Marine, then get on top of the bunker. And he will force a cancel. Nicely done. Does force a cancel. Surrounds the SCV. Gets a kill. Ooh. Does pull away. Nice control so far. 1 drone gets low. 1 drone does full. Gets 1. Gets 2. Yeah, 2 drone kills. 3 drone kills. Oof. Yeah, 3 drones do full. Bunkers being rebuilt. Queens are on the way. It's a bad time for his queens. But SortOf already taken some hefty losses. Tries to commit. Nice kiting here by Percival. Very nice kiting. Oh, it takes down all the lings. 3 lings left. Down to 2. Oh my god, and barely cancels. Takes down the SCV, cancels the bunker, and with that SortOf holds. But we'll lose an overlord as well. That should not have happened. Massive pickoff. Heavy supply block for SortOf. Heavy supply block here, and Percival back at home expanding. CC is on the way. I will say at this point, Percival, he has done enough. He's done enough damage. He was able to kill 3 drones, 8 lings, and 1 overlord. With that, Percival, he will back off, and the game will continue. As we mentioned, Proxy 2 Racks is not a 1-base all-in. It's not an all-in. This is an aggressive build, that is true, but you do typically expand behind it. And also has the potential to end the game. True. Like, it has the potential to just straight up end the game. From here, Percival floating back home. Going in for a scout. Ling speed has now begun. And the game will continue. Now from here, I would give the edge to Percival. He was able to deal quite a bit of damage. And we'll see if SortOf can keep up with the follow-up with the Hellion Harass. See, as the ranks will burn down. Oh, and I assumed it was just going to be Hellion harassment. No, we're going for a Marine job alongside Hellions, alongside Liberator as well, into a 3rd CC. So Percival is building up into the mid game, but he's going to still be hyper aggressive here early on. Does have a almost tri-pronged attack. Let's go. Liberator is rallied, but initially we do have the Hellions and drop. He's going to be zoned away. It's going to be a lair first here by SortOf. So I'm going to play first. Drop into the main base, going for the overlord. Off a 2nd overlord and scouts the lair. And Kai Smack trades well against the Zerglings. Oh, now going for the queen, and at the same time Hellions they bust in, and this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. About 6 drone kills, 6 drones go down to the natural. Meanwhile, we do get another overlord, 2 overlords and a queen. 2 overlords and a queen in the main base, and Percival was just getting so much value here. So much value early on. SortOf, we're going to make a choice. We're getting into Ling Vein. No roaches this time. There's no roaches this time. Getting into a more standard composition, but alas, Percival, he is looking very, very in control. Hellions, they threaten the third base once again. Liberator into the main base. As he does reposition. Picking up more drones. 6, 7 drone kills in total, even some larvae. Hellions go back in. They try to. Drones are lining up. Ooh, getting 11. Sorry, 10. Getting 10 workers. And SortOf is still just droning. Still just droning up, still just saturating, getting a 4th expansion. Remember, when it comes to Hellions, Percival, he wants to get rid of them. They don't really scale too well. They have their uses in the mid-game as Hellbats to protect tank pushes. That is true. But Percival does throw them away. And now we are getting into the mid-game. Percival getting his 1-1 upgrades, so ahead and upgrades. Sim is almost complete. Building up his bio tank and establishing his 3rd. Meanwhile, SortOf has been stuck redroning. Because of that, his Bane Nest is delayed, his Eva chambers are delayed, everything is slightly off here for SortOf. And we'll see if we can keep up with the drop play. So here we go. We have Percival with a drop on the right. We have the main push on the left. Again, Percival, he's just not stopping when it comes to the aggression. He's not slowing down. And again, this is not meant to kill, it's just meant to trade well. Oh, he gets in. He gets into the middle line. 6, 7, 8 drones going down. 11. Gets on the... Oh my god, no splits. Yeah, no splits. He will take a main into the face, and SortOf, he will defend on the left-hand side. He defends quite well, takes down the tank, but he will still lose 11 workers. So a bit of a give and take. Again, Percival, he was not paying attention. Gases are being taken. Percival, he's not going for a 3-base all-in. We should soon be seeing a 4th CC. There it is. 4th command center is on the way. So we're macroing up. Percival still has momentum, but we'll see if SortOf can win another fight. Let's see if he can distract instead. Ling Bane is out of position. Queens are going down, getting 2 queens already. Oh, good. Yeah, picking up 2 queens. Marines get into another mineral line. More drones are going down. 11, 7, 17 more drone kills. Oh no! Yeah, tanks the Banelings. The upgrades, hey, they come in clutch. Marines, they break through. Again, this is getting out of hand. The Marines, they are going to all get cleaned up here by the Banelings, but not the best trade here for SortOf. Drop is still popping up, getting 20 drones. Oh god. 20 drone kills. Won't get 21, thankfully. SortOf, his supply block has been losing overlords. 7 overlords, 8 overlords on the way. Laser, get out of here. Not like this. And checking our vision here, checking our unit loss tab, 50 drones. 50 drones have died this game. That is insane. That is almost as many workers as SortOf has right now. It's just been crippling damage. And as a result, SortOf has just been playing from behind. He's just playing catch up. Even here, Percival, he outtrades all these Lings. Lings, they barely win the engage. Barely does take the fight. Oh, Hive is on the way. SortOf trying to take him into Hydra Tech and towards, I would imagine, Lurkers. But he just doesn't have the economy for it. He's still got a lot of droning to do. And he is. He's making 7 more drones. As a result, his army is lacking. Again, it all just comes down to the economy here. He can't afford to make an army and to replenish his economy at the same time. And shots going up. Percival once again diving into the mineral line. Not again! He gets in! For the 3rd time. 3 more drones. Nice target firing. Let's catch a couple of Banelings. into the natural. Oh, no, that's sort of he does miss target fire. He accidentally clicked on the gas geyser. That's why the gas geyser is low. And Percival, he's done it. He has done it. We do see him breaking through on the left, breaking through on the right. GG gets called, and Percival, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations, congratulations to Percival as he does claim the series, does advance on to the grand finals. My condolences to SortOf. Again, SortOf, he did an amazing job when it comes to making it to the semis. To see him take down Geralt was a crazy feat, and even in game one, he was holding his own. Like, I feel a little bit robbed. Like, game one was so clutch. It was so cool to see SortOf keep up with the Hellions, with the Banshees, had to have his individual unit micro as well. Like, SortOf was looking really impressive up until the Hellions busted in, and it was a similar story here, to be honest. It's just the early game, damage was too much with SortOf losing what was it, 3 drones and an overlord at the start of the game, and 8 lings. Was it 6 to 8 lings? So it was a really strong start for Percival to be able to deal damage early on, and of course with the follow-up with the Hellion Harass and the Hellion Harass as well alongside the drop play. So just the aggression, the harassment from Percival just proved to me a little bit too much in both game 1 and game 2, enough to just give Percival a very comfortable lead. It's something that isn't really too apparent when you're watching it, so I try to harp on it as much as I can, but dealing economic damage early on is really difficult to recover from. Losing workers early on, and it can be deceiving, all right? The soup lies. If you see a Zerg player losing like 10 plus workers, but you see that they're back up in the worker count, I mean, that's critical damage. Like, it doesn't matter that they re-droned. The problem is that they had to re-drone, right? That slows down their tech, their production, their army, slows everything down because they have to replenish all those workers that they lost, whereas otherwise they shouldn't have to do that, right? They shouldn't be doing that. They should be able to invest elsewhere, so they fall behind, right? They fall behind and then they fall further and further behind, especially if it's early economic damage. When you only have 30 workers, losing 10 drones is a pretty big deal. Like when your economy is already limited to begin with that early in the game, it can be critical damage, and it just added up over time. GG, well played. With that, Percival, he will claim the series, he will advance on to the grand finals, and now we are getting ready for that grand final. Is going to be a TvT between Percival and Beyond. Let's go.